This is how to do a special effects burn makeup. First you're going to want to make the mixture, and it's 2 packs of gelatin and 2 tablespoons of glycerin, 2 tablespoons of water. You're going to pop it in the microwave for 10 seconds, and then you're going to take it out, give it a stir, pop it back in for 5 seconds, take it back out and stir it. After that, it should be a liquid consistency, and you'll want to wait for it to cool down before you put it on your skin because it does get pretty hot. It'll also smell really, really bad. After that, I'm going to go in and I'm going to underpaint with a cream blush. It should look like a sunburn. It's just going to give it that irritation that you would have with a real burn. After I do that, I'm going to grab my palette and I'm going to take a fine tip brush and go in with a dark red color and paint some crescent shapes and drag the color out so it gives it that depth. After smudging that out with my finger, I'm going to pop the gelatin back in the microwave because it hardened. Then I'll just put it all over my hand and avoid the red parts that we just created. I'm going to go in and I'm going to smooth out the edges with the spoon just because I don't want them to be too rigid and it won't look real. And after that, I'm going to go in once the gelatin has hardened a little bit and make a stringy texture, like melted skin. Next, I'm going to go in with my translucent powder and powder the entire prosthetic. Make sure to get in the creases and stuff. And it's going to help the gelatin stick. If it starts to come off, you can use eyelash glue to glue it back down. The part my finger started to, I just used gelatin. Next, I'm going to go in with the cream paint and fill in the darker parts that I did, and it's just going to give it a little bit more depth and help it look more realistic. Next, I'm going to go in with a red eyeshadow into the darker parts, and it's going to give it a little bit more dimension, and it's going to look like raw skin. When I'm done, I'm going to go in with the cream paint again and paint the entire thing. After that, I'm going to go in with a black shadow. You can wet the brush if you want it to look darker. It wasn't working for me, so I ran to go get some eyeliner, and that's what I found works best. It's just going to give it that burnt look. It'll also help shading-wise and just make the spots look deeper. I didn't like how it looked, so I went in with a yellow and a purple, and I added some more gelatin to give it some texture. Once I'm done, I'm just going to go in and powder it again. After that, I'm just going to wipe the brush off on the towel because it's there, and put some black eyeshadow all over it just to make it look a little more charred. I'm going to go back in with my powder brush and add some yellow and red. Most of it is just for color correcting. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to go back in with a detail brush and highlight the darker areas. And I'm going to use a dark red eyeshadow to do this. After that, I'm going to go in with an eyeshadow brush and paint a nude color that matches my skin tone, only on the prosthetic. After that, I'm just going to use my finger to smudge out some redness around the prosthetic because we lost some of that irritation with all of the powder. After that, I'm just going to put Vaseline all over it. I don't show it, but here it is, the finished product. And it's shiny and gross, and you just peel it off when you're done. Then you can just use makeup remover to take it off. Washing your hands is probably 10 times easier. With the extra gelatin that is left over, you can stick it in a Ziploc and reheat it if you ever wanted to do it again.